There's things in life that are powerful, fulfilling, and permanent that you can get from, getting successful or achieving a goal of some kind, whether it's in sports or whatever. Because, this applies really to anywhere in life, especially sports. And there's things that are fleeting, things that give you a temporary rush, and things that a lot of Western culture values over really just anything. And for some reason, it's almost instilled in our society to go for these things rather than, the experience and the memories and, there's personal growth. And it's called the affluenza virus. Those are the things that Western culture wants us to achieve. And those things go by possessions, achievements, looks, money, and status. You don't have to lie. All of us at one point have tried to go for one of them. But they're such fleeting things, They're non-permanent things, and they're only going to make you happy temporarily. They're not going to make you powerful. They're not going to lead you to grow personally. And they're very self-centered. And if you guys know Maslow, he's basically a dude, you may have done this in class, but he made the hierarchy of needs. He's basically some social scientist, and he kind of created the idea of a self-actualizer. Which means people who see the world through a lens beyond themselves, like Martin Luther King Jr. or someone like that, And he had some characteristics that define them, and really these characteristics should be what you chase. Oh, there's a damn mosquito over here. But anyways, these characteristics are what you should chase over the things I mentioned earlier. So number one, I'm going to read these out to you, and then I'm going to tell a little bit of a personal account. And So number one, total absorption. They learn to experience key events fully, vividly, and selflessly, with complete concentration. There's a lot of times in life you get a once in a lifetime opportunity. Maybe it's travel to a new country, or even just doing something fun, going to a fun race, going to a fun competition. And sometimes you're so focused on one aspect, and whether or not you get that result or whatever you're chasing, you don't end up enjoying the experience, which is really the whole point of you doing it. So really just being absorbed in every experience, and just having a fulfilling weekend is better than worrying about everything else. And I kind of talked about that in my other video. So, number two, personal growth. They don't get hung up on lower level needs or desires, like approval from others, but seek to learn and grow. Their goal is to experience the moment more so than anything tangible they can get from it. For them, the means is the end. The journey is the enjoyment, not the results. That's pretty self-explanatory. You see it in a lot of athletes, They get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Maybe it's to race to world championships, and they don't reach something, and they're sad about it. They're angry. It ruins the trip. I really don't like seeing that, to be honest. It's of course still okay to be sad sometimes, but really having it ruin your whole trip, you're a once in a lifetime opportunity to have a fun time like that, to visit somewhere new. So, you're gonna grow from this experience, and whether you lose or not, the result isn't as important as a personal growth. And number three, self-awareness. Selfless actualizers do the work to uncover their true motives, emotions, and abilities. They are guided by their own code of ethics, which makes them feel like aliens in a foreign land. So, this comes down to really just exploring your own emotions, exploring what you want to do in life, regardless of what other people say. Because really in our culture, it's a little disappointing to see, but everyone is just kind of scrolling. Everyone's just wants the quick rushes. Everyone wants a quick fix. Everyone wants quick success. So by being your own self, knowing what you want to do and how you want to do it, it sets you apart and maybe make you feel different. Number 4, Heimenschaft. This German word means fellowship and community. Maslow felt that belonging is a fundamental human need and that connecting with others was an essential part of self-actualization. Now, if you guys ever have been alone for an extended period of time, which I have, I spent a lot of time alone at home, it's just not good for you. Humans are social creatures, so eventually, every now and then, it's good to go out, hang out with some friends. If you don't have anybody to train with already, maybe go train with some friends. Just go and talk to some people, and connect to people. And that's about it. Number 5, gratitude. This selfless actualizing people have the wonderful capacity to appreciate again and again, freshly and naively, the basic goods of life with awe, pleasure, wonder, and even ecstasy. However stale these experiences may have become to others, thus for such a person, any sunset may be as beautiful as the first one, any wildflower as breathtaking, even after viewing a million wildflowers. For such people, even the casual workday, moment-to-moment business of living can be thrilling. Every morning, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for this exact reason. We are so lucky to even be alive right now, no matter what situation you're in. And if you're in a good situation, there's so many things to be grateful of. And even if you're in a bad situation in life, there's still so many things to be grateful of. But eventually a lot of stuff becomes numb to you. And so you just kind of practice gratitude and try and make those things not as numb, Try and experience them as maybe you just experienced it. And that'll just make you a lot more motivated, a lot more grateful. All right, number 6, authenticity, resistance to enculturation. Selfless actualizers are motivated to fill their own inner potential rather than society's external awards. They have greater autonomy and resist passively becoming like everyone else. A lot of people, there's only a few people that really are looking to improve their life, looking to do something different, looking to inspire the world. And there was a lot of people who just don't. Probably most people just don't. And they're going to encourage you not to. Whether it's directly or even indirectly, no matter what, they're going to encourage you to do what they're doing. So you just got to resist that. And it's not like I'm telling you something and then resist to others' opinions. I'm telling you to find your own thing you want to do, your own potential. Find out what your own potential is that you want to live up to, and then don't let anyone else change it. Number 7, solitude. Selfless actualizers are able to be alone with their feelings. They desire solitude to a greater degree than the average person. Selfless actualizers enjoy time for quiet reflection and do not always have to have people around them. They're able to be near someone and have no need to communicate with them. Being in their presence is sufficient in and of itself. A lot of times people complain about their feelings to others, and that's their kind of way of coping it. But sometimes you really just got to sit with yourself and those emotions, figure out what the root cause of them, if they're negative, or just enjoy them if they're positive. And sometimes you just really got to keep them to yourself, and you don't need to go around to others. Number 8, purpose beyond self. Selfless actualizers have some mission in life, some tasks to fulfill, some problems outside themselves which enlist much of their energy for the good of mankind. pretty self-explanatory. You know, some of the best performances in sports come when athletes are fighting for something beyond themselves. I mean, one example that comes to mind is Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson. You know, Buster Douglas' mom just passed away. He was fighting for her, and I mean, it was the fight of his life, really. So, for a lot of people, maybe your mom hasn't died, so it could just be inspiring others to change, inspiring others to fulfill their inner potential, and yeah. Number 9, lack of ego defenses. Maslow felt that we build walls we will think protect us when instead they hem us in. Selfless actualizers are able to identify their internal defenses and then find the courage to give them up. A lot of us make excuses for everything in our heads just as to really just guard our ego. You really got to just find them. You know, maybe if you have a bad result and be like, oh man, I didn't have the proper nutrition, or let me think of one. Let's say you're fighting and you maybe lose a fight and you're like, oh man, well, they only beat me because I had a short notice fight. Or, you only beat me because of this. Like, you're kind of making you're an excuse for yourself and defense to your ego. And you really just got to identify that. And instead of just saying, oh man, I lost because of short notice fights, be like, maybe I should have been more ready. I should have not taken the fight. I should have been a little smart about that. But yeah, whatever. That wasn't a great example, but you guys get what I mean. But yeah, that's 9 characteristics of self-actualizers. And by doing this, you can be in the top 1% of people. So yeah, shout out Maslow. Shout out the book Inner Excellence. That's what I'm reading right now. That's where I'm getting this stuff from. And yeah, Champions Mindset out.